Most neighborhood patrols fail before the first night is even over. And not because somebody kicked the gate in. They fail from the inside, quietly, while everyone's still shaking hands and calling it a team. The clock starts the second the power dies. Here's the trap nobody sees. You look down a row of 40 houses and read it as 40 people who'll have your back. It isn't. It's 40 people each waiting for somebody else to step up. Back in 1968, Darley and Latine staged an emergency and watched who moved. When a person thought they were the only one listening, 85% went for help. Put 4 others in the room, and that cratered to 31. More bodies, less action. A crowded street just hands everyone permission to assume the guy 3 doors down has it handled. And the trust you're banking on doesn't scale. The brain caps the people it can really hold at around 150, and the circle you'd actually bleed for is closer to 5. A suburb of hundreds is light years past that. You never agreed on a chain of command, and a leaderless group doesn't stay flat for long. The vacuum gets filled fast by whoever's loudest, most armed, or most connected, and nobody voted for him. That's your real first threat, not the mob. The power struggle in your own cul-de-sac before the streetlights even flicker out. And the people you're handing that power to, you never vetted a single one. You know Dave waters his lawn on Sundays. You don't know how Dave handles a heart rate of 150 beats a minute with a flashlight in the dark. Under that fear spike, fine motor control goes first, the dexterity you need to keep a finger off a trigger. Artwell studied 157 officers right after they'd fired, and the world warped on most of them. 84% lost their hearing. 79% went to tunnel vision. So your neighbor on watch can't hear you yell, "I live here," and can't see the kid at the edge of the yard. After Katrina, in a New Orleans neighborhood called Algiers Point, as many as 30 unvetted men did exactly this: barricaded the street, shot at least 11 black men for not looking like they belonged. Police investigated none of it. And the sober part, even among people who chose to carry, across 464 real attacks, an armed civilian stopped the threat only about 5% of the time. The gun is likelier to make you the figure somebody else shoots at. And the oversharers, the ones posting, "We're stocked up and hunkered down," with the location tag still on, are drawing a map straight to your supplies. Which brings us to the radio. Every walkie-talkie on that shelf, every FRS and GMRS handset is illegal to encrypt and wide open by law. That privacy code on the box mutes your speaker. It does not hide your voice. Anybody within a mile holding a $30 scanner hears every word. And in the suburbs, that eavesdropper can walk to your door. So when your block gets on the air to say the food's in the Johnson's garage and the watch changes at 2, they've broadcast their inventory to the worst possible audience. Then there's the noise. Untrained people flood a channel, the same panicked question asked 9 times, and the one message that matters gets buried. Fire crews die from this. Too much radio traffic is a known killer on the fire ground. And rumor travels fastest of all. The biggest study ever done found false stories spread about 70% more readily than truth. The scariest, most wrong version reaches the whole street, while the calm correction is still knocking on the second door. Look at the Superdome. 30,000 people. A mayor and a police chief on national television describing murders and rapes. The confirmed homicide count was 0. 6 bodies, every one natural causes, an overdose or a suicide. The cell network was down, nothing could be checked, and the rumor ran for a month. Now the math, which doesn't negotiate. Most homes hold days of food, not weeks, and stores restock just in time. So when the trucks stop, what's on the shelf is all there is. Water's worse. Only 53% of American households keep even 3 days of it, and FEMA's bare minimum is 1 gallon per person per day. A family of 4 burns 16 gallons just clearing 48 hours, and most garages don't have it. So, we'll all share sounds noble until you run the numbers, because feeding finite water to the unprepared family next door just sinks everybody together a little slower. This is a cooperation problem with a known ending. In study after study, people start by putting in about half, then drop a little every round, once they watch the free riders take without giving. The honest majority don't quit because they're greedy. They quit because it stops feeling fair, and your bodies are running on empty. Stay awake 24 hours, and your judgment drops below a legally drunk driver, to the impairment of a 0.10 blood alcohol. So the neighbor holding a rifle at hour 24 is making life or death calls with the judgment of a man who shouldn't be driving. Which is why the fortress was always doomed. A static defensive line is a puzzle, and a puzzle gets solved. Carnegie Mellon researchers built a mathematically perfect fixed defense, turned a learning attacker loose on it, and the attacker found the detour every single time. Your boarded-up house with one guarded door is that puzzle. The roving group watching your block is that attacker. They clock that your patrol walks the same loop at the top of every hour, and the gap between laps becomes the window they stroll through. And the fortified house isn't safer, it's the target. A survivor of the Bosnian collapse said it plainly. The people hit first were the ones with visible resources. Your generator humming every night, your hardened door on a dark street, that's not protection. The fortress is a flag. In Sarajevo, 12 people died at a waterline from one mortar round, killed because they gathered at the same known spot at the same hour. A higher fence never saved a soul. Varying your pattern did. So here's the truth at the bottom of it. The whole neighborhood watch idea was built for a world with a working 911. Where you're the eyes and ears and somebody else does the responding. Cut that one wire and you don't have a security plan. You've got a book club with flashlights. In the first 48 hours, there is no responding, no dispatcher, no cavalry, and all that's left is fear that isolates people and kills the cooperation you were counting on. The threat in those first 2 days was never the horde outside the wire. It's the frightened, leaderless, unvetted group inside it, eating itself alive over the last gallon of water. Survival doesn't favor the loud and the fortified. It favors the quiet and the mobile, the small circle you trusted long before the lights went out. Be the house nobody notices. If this one earned its keep tonight, do me the favor. Subscribe, tap the bell so the next one finds you, and tell me down in the comments, honest now, who on your street would actually keep their head when the lights go out?